Good evening. It is February 27th. It's about 10 degrees outside here in Wisconsin. I've had a couple people ask me how I heat the home. Since I'm disconnected from the grid, I disconnected myself actually. I pulled the old fuse right out of the panel. And then I turned my gas knob off, and we just choose to be self-reliant. So we make our own power over there and store it, and it's redistributed into the house through AC and DC loads. There's DC fans, DC lights. My workshop is on DC lights, and various other things, and then the AC runs through the house into that panel like any other normal house. So you flip a light switch on and it turns on. You plug something in and it works. This is our heat source. This is the furnace that came with the home. I have enough power to run that for a while, but it's incredibly inefficient as a 90-year-old home. And it's windy here and it's cold, so this works a heck of a lot better. It's a wood furnace. It's essentially a wood burner, similar design to a boxwood stove with a metal shroud around it, and that gets hot and it pulls air through it from the bottom. There's holes on the side and the back, pulls air through it and up this 8-inch HVAC pipe, and then that goes up to the back of my main feed into the house. It's the original HVAC feed. There's the chimney dumps out back there, and then there's a full brick chimney that goes up through the roof and extends. At the top there, I've got it's a thermo disc, a snap disc. When that gets to 110 degrees, that connects a circuit that goes to my fans upstairs. That instead of using a big fan down here that uses 750 watts, I've got 5 200 millimeter computer fans that run off 12 volt DC. They're 2.5 watts each, so I'm circulating the air through my house into each room directly from this with 12.5 watts, and it actually works fantastic. This gets piping hot and dumps through, goes all the way through, and it pulls from each room instead of pushing. And it works great. Take a peek in there. Yeah, she's going. So, yeah, let's go check out them custom vents quick. Alright, we're in one of the 3 bedrooms here. And yeah, it's about just about an 8-inch fan. It's 200 millimeter, so these are just computer case fans, and kind of neat how the LED doubles as a night light. So when we come into our rooms in the nighttime, I'm not gonna worry about waking anybody up and flicking the light on, so you can just mosey in without kicking your toe. But yeah, they move a good deal of air, and this just goes continuously instead of a furnace that kicks on and off and on and off and on and off. This just quietly feeds hot air into all the rooms of the house until that chimney pipe cools down below 110, which will be a long time because it's stuffed full of hard oak. So, and here's one last real neat function of this setup here. I used to run just a standard cast iron boxwood stove with a heat reclaimer on it, and that dumped backwards up the same way this one does with the hot air. But we decided to cut off the gas supply also. You know, I just wanted to eliminate the utility bill altogether, so we just decided to go without it. And to accomplish that and still live in some form of comfort, I whipped this together. We got 20 foot of 3/8 copper, coiled in 4-inch coils all the way through. There's a 2-foot pipe, 6-inch diameter, and all that exhaust from the wood burner rolls past that and gets the output line real nice and hot, and that gets circulated through the holding tank via a circulation pump. This is for hot water solar systems, ground, in-floor heating, all kinds of things. It's what do we got here? I think it was 2.1 gallon per minute pump. I think it uses 6 watts. So this combined with my air system, you know, I'm using less than 20 watts to heat my water and to heat my entire 3-bedroom house. And that works just fantastic. And instead of doing the thermo gravitational system like a lot of guys have, you know, done brief videos of on YouTube, I tried that, and what happened was I blew lines off. I overheated lines and blew them off one at a time and got water all over the basement. So I added the circulation pump. Instantly that solved the problem, until I had a wiring problem, and then it once again overheated, blew a line off. So I decided to change up a couple of the fittings and went with all braided. This will handle way more pressure and way more heat, but still it's not going to overheat or overpressurize your tank. This is a fuse. This is a fuse for this system. You know, you don't want to overpressurize your tank, so you know you wouldn't want to run solid copper line, because that could. But the braided, that's a fuse. If something goes wrong in that firebox and it gets too hot, this will eventually fail. You know, everything running correctly. This has been going all winter long, no problems, 0 problems. We got hot showers, 130 degree showers, if you can stand it. But if there was a problem, this would act as a fuse and it would relieve the pressure. And we could come down here and crank the knob and cut her off. Hopefully somebody's home if something like that happens. But at least I know this isn't going to turn into a missile. So anyhow, that's the system, and that's how you heat your house with 20 watts on an off-grid solar setup, solar wind setup in the city in Wisconsin. Good luck. Take care.